What's up, guys? It's Lord Both here with another video, and it looks like production on the Batman Part 2 has been delayed again. This comes to us from The Hollywood Reporter. The Batman sequel moves to 2027 as Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu and Tom Cruise take its fall 2026 date. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not really concerned with that second part of the headline. We're mostly focused on the Batman sequel here, because apparently the DC Studios film is expected to go into production in the third quarter of 2025 and is now set for an October 1st, 2027 release date. The Batman sequel has supported multiple release dates since it was announced in 2022, with the methodical Reeves working to perfect the script. Quote, Matt is committed to making the best film he possibly can, and no one can accurately guess exactly how long a script will take to write. DC Studios co-chief James Gunn wrote on Threads Friday. And you can tell that James Gunn didn't want anybody to actually read this quote because he posted it on Threads. You guys remember Threads from like half a year ago or so? It was going to be the big thing that's going to replace Twitter. Of course, it didn't, and now it's just a place where people like James Gunn post these throwaway statements. He continues in his post, though, saying once there is a finished script, there is around 2 years for pre-production, shooting, and post-production on big films. Now, what does this all tell me? Well, it tells me that The Penguin, being as successful as it was, has really affected the direction of this movie franchise. Let's be honest. Robert Pattinson's The Batman franchise, it wasn't going anywhere. Matt Reeves was maybe going to get a second film, that's about it. James Gunn was coming in with his DCU or DCEU, I forget all the time which one is which. He's going to have his own iteration of Batman at some point. He's already said that the Batman franchise is an Elseworld story, has nothing to do with what he's building. So it was circling the drain. And then The Penguin came along, and it was a massive success. It was a critical success. It was a fan success. I firmly believe that other organized crime dramas, like Tulsa King, did worse in their ratings because this show existed. It really was masterfully made television. The upside to that, or maybe the downside to that, when it comes to Warner Brothers, they are expected to turn out a The Batman sequel that is actually, good. It actually has expectations on it now. People are wanting it to live up to not the Batman movie, but they're wanting it to live up to the expectations set by The Penguin. So why is this film actually being delayed? Well, I think it's pretty obvious. They looked at the success of The Penguin and they were like, oh shit, people really like that. We actually have to turn out something that's good now. We got to rethink this whole thing over. We got to go back to the drawing board on this. We got to redo the script, redo everything. We actually have to put out a good product now. We have to care. And because of all that, they had to essentially restart. And that's what got us the delay. Now, like I said, James Gunn doesn't expect this to be part of his universe ever, which means he's going to have his own Batman, which means that it's now going to be in competition with this one if the second film is also good. And I think we're in a scenario here where if the film is good, we could be looking at a Todd Howard and Bethesda versus Obsidian's Fallout New Vegas style rivalry here. Because let's be honest, in gaming, Todd Howard and Bethesda hate Fallout New Vegas. Because it's the one game that Bethesda didn't make in the Fallout series, and it's considered to be the best game of the entire Fallout franchise. And I think we have a scenario here where if this film is good, James Gunn, who runs everything now for DC over at Warner Brothers, he's going to develop a pretty strong dislike of the Batman franchise because it's the one part that's maybe going to be the most successful depending on the results of Superman, right? And if it is more successful than Superman or anything that James Gunn does, I would not be shocked to see him absolutely hate this franchise and talk crap on this franchise a lot. All that said, I think when the script is finalized and the product is filmed and actually put out, these delays will pay off and we will have a decent product that comes out of Matt Reeves and the Batman franchise. Will it be as good as The Penguin? I honestly don't know. Some people really liked The Batman. Some people hated it. Honestly, the idea of Robert Pattinson as Batman was a big enough of a turnoff for me that I just never even saw the film. I wasn't interested in it. They were doing a dark, gritty, almost emo-looking type of Batman that's supposed to be like realistic. And it's like we already kind of got that with Christian Bale in the Nolan series. We don't need a second one of those. But again, because the Penguin came along and because of how good and successful it was, it's probably going to drive people into the theaters to see this second film. So the expectations are high. It has to deliver. But those are just my thoughts on all this. If you have your own thoughts, go and leave them in the comments. If you like this video, go and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, appreciate you watching all of it, and we'll talk to you again later.